Hi, I'm Jo from Specialist Language Courses. We are OET premium preparation providers, which means we are experienced and skilled in what we do, helping people achieve success in the OET exam. In today's video, we're going to look at OET writing and how to expand the case notes. We will look at how to transform the case notes into full sentences, common collocations for the OET exam, common grammatical structures to use, and some useful language. How should you transform the case notes? Well, in the OET exam, the case notes are presented in note form and you need to transform these into full sentences. Let's take this as an example. Here, the case notes say fractured R neck of femur, R total hip replacement, which you can write as Mr. Smith underwent a right total hip replacement after sustaining a fracture of the right neck of femur. In the OET writing, you often need to add the subject, verbs, articles, and connecting words. You should also avoid using abbreviations when you write your letter and be aware of the common symbols used in OET case notes. Common ones are right and left, resulted in, increase and decrease, possibly, and information about medications, for example, PRN, as required. So some abbreviations can be used, but as long as the reader would be familiar with them. So, for example, a nurse would understand and often use ADLs, activities of daily living, but a social worker wouldn't. Similarly, a doctor would recognise and use BP, blood pressure. Often the verbs are missing from OET case notes, so you should review common collocations, for example, sustain a fracture. Have a look at some more examples here. It's a good idea to keep a list of useful collocations and vocabulary in your notebook and think about dividing it into different sections, for example, explaining treatment, describing symptoms. It's really important though to also write example sentences. Write the words and phrases in different contexts, and this will help you remember and become more flexible in using the phrases. What grammar should you use? So you need to use appropriate grammar for the context of the letter. Passive is commonly used in OET letters and you should be confident in using it. So the passive is formed by using the verb to be and the past participle of the action verb. Take a look at these examples and notice the form. Also notice the different tenses. So Ms. Jones has hypertension for which ramipril is prescribed, present simple. Mr. Smith was admitted to the emergency department with severe lacerations to the left leg, past simple. She has been referred to the dietitian for advice on her diet, present perfect. He will be reviewed by the surgeon in 6 weeks' time, future. Have a look at this example of how to use passive to transform the case notes. So here is what you would see in the case notes, and this is how you can express it in your letter. Mr. Patel was admitted to the hospital on the 24th of February with a fractured right neck of femur. You also need to think about what tense to use in the OET letters, so let's take a look at some examples. Use present simple for current situation. For example, Mr. Holmes mobilises with a wheelie walker. She requires assistance with her ADLs. Use past simple for medical history and treatment. For example, dressings were applied to the burns and she was administered analgesics for the pain. Or, he initially presented with shortness of breath and had widespread wheeze. Use present perfect for ongoing medical conditions. For example, he has had diabetes since 2006. Or for recent referrals or interventions still relevant now. The occupational therapist has been contacted to install any necessary modifications to his home. And use future tenses for future needs. For example, Mr. Webb's stitches will be removed on the 4th of March. Her daughter will stay with her for 6 weeks after the operation. You need to demonstrate flexibility in your language use. Build up a bank of useful phrases and practice using them in different contexts. One idea is to look at case notes and sample letters and see how the notes have been expanded into full sentences. Try and have a range of phrases for different contexts and situations, and divide your notebook into different sections for easy reference. Let's take a look at some examples. Describing background and treatment. Mr. Smith was admitted on the 4th of February with pneumonia. Mrs. Jenkins has had diabetes for 15 years. Describing the current situation. Mr. Marshall is able to mobilise independently with the assistance of crutches. She has signs and symptoms suggestive of Alzheimer's. Informing or providing relevant information. The occupational therapist has been contacted to assess the house for any modifications. Mrs. Smith needs to attend the day hospital 3 times a week. And requesting, which is quite important. I would appreciate it if you could monitor Mr. Smith's cough and headaches, for which paracetamol can be given. It would be appreciated if you could ensure she follows her exercise program and maintains a healthy diet. Mr. Smith would benefit from some encouragement to be more socially active. Top tips for expanding case notes. Make sure you're writing complete sentences. Avoid using abbreviations unless they are known to the reader, and do not use symbols. Do not memorize sentences to use in the exam. You need to demonstrate confident and flexible use of language such as passive, different tenses, and language for different contexts and situations. Thanks for watching. If you'd like more tips and strategies on how to prepare for the OET exam, check out our website, link below. Like and share with your friends so we can help more people achieve success in the OET exam. Don't forget to subscribe so you can get more videos like this. Bye!